Greetings and welcome to another edition of Political Empire. I'm your host, Kim Pearsall with the Press Enterprise and PE.com. Today we're going to talk about how Iddo won big in Moreno Valley, and then we're going to talk about the Riverside County Supervisor's race, which has been too close to call even up until now. So first, Iddo wins in Moreno Valley. The developer may not have been running for a city council seat, but he supported a few of the candidates who were. Incumbant Jesse Molina, who received campaign contributions from Benzeevi's Highland Fairview group, won, as did business owner Tom Owings, who ran against incumbent Robin Hastings, who hadn't been very supportive of Benzeevi's plans in the recent past. Victoria Baca won a seat vacated by longtime councilman Bill Beatty. Baca works for Benzeevi's Highland Fairview company, although she didn't receive any contributions from the company. Benzeevi is going to need a supportive council going forward. He wants to build a 41.6 million square foot warehouse project in the city limits. And now we're going to talk about Riverside County's very close supervisorial race. It has been a nail-biter, with incumbent Bob Buster narrowly trailing challenger and state assemblyman Kevin Jeffries. It was among a few races that depended on Riverside County to comb through more than 100,000 uncounted votes in the days after the election, in case the race might sway one way or the other. Here to give us the latest update is Jeff Horseman, who covers Riverside County for us. Jeff, how's it going today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. Curious, because the race has been very close. No one's made a victory speech yet, correct? No one's made a concession speech?
Right. Yeah, because it has been so close, Kevin Jeffries is not ready to declare victory, nor is Bob Buster ready to concede. At last count, which was as of 6 p.m. Tuesday, Jeffries was ahead by 812 votes. He was up by, I think, 847 going into yesterday. And it's been kind of a roller coaster. Buster started out with about a 1,600 vote lead early on election night, but then it kept getting smaller and getting smaller. Jeffries finally pulled ahead Wednesday morning, and everyone's just been waiting to see, what's been going on with all the updates. And I think, everyone wants to see a bigger margin one way or the other before, anyone's willing to declare anything.
And any expectation for when this might be final?
Well, the next update is 6 o'clock on Friday. The issue right now is the registrar of voters has to go through what are called provisional ballots. Provisional ballots are given to voters whose eligibility is in question. And so not only is it a matter of counting the ballots, it's a matter of determining whether the vote should count in the first place, whether the voter had a right to cast a ballot in this election. And so I think they're starting to do that now. When they start counting the provisionals, it might be later this week, might be next week. But the hope is, before the end of November, we'll know who's representing the 1st District on the Board of Supervisors.
Now, Riverside County had the dubious distinction yet again of being one of the last counties to come up with 100% of their precinct vote count. What's going on with that? Because this isn't the first time that Riverside County has been last amongst all the counties for voting.
No, yeah, we have kind of a reputation for that, and the Registrar of Voters, Carrie Virgil, actually predicted last year that, hey, it's going to be kind of slow going to count these ballots, and she attributes that in part to the fact that Riverside County no longer has electronic voting machines, that sped up the count, the fact that we have a very large county that's is about the size geographically of New Jersey. That's another factor. And even the ballot counting technology the county has is so antiquated, they don't actually make it anymore. And even though we bought these 5 machines, the county bought these 5 machines last November, it hasn't really made a difference thus far in terms of our rank among the counties.
Okay. And curious, because 2 years ago, the former voter registrar of the county was ousted because she took too long to post results, among other things. How was this year different?
That's a good question. I haven't really had a chance to talk to the supervisors yet to get their thoughts on it, but one would think that at some point the new registrar Virgil is going to give a report, and we're going to see how much a priority the supervisors place on this. On the one hand, people want quick results, and they don't want to be left hanging for hours or days on end. On the other hand, the county doesn't have a lot of money these days necessarily to put at an issue like this in terms of speeding up the vote count. And in the past, Virgil has gotten praise from the supervisors for the way she's been handling the election. So, be curious to see what the supervisors have to say about this going forward.
True, and certainly this year they were very clear when they had remaining votes to count. They had the big alerts on the website saying we have more than 100,000 some odd votes still left to tally, because those were the ballots that were coming in either before or after that time span. So at least folks were warned, hey, there's still votes out there that need to be counted. Right. Well, Jeff, thanks so much for the update from Riverside County, and thank you for watching another edition of Political Empire. We'll see you tomorrow.